Hi, welcome to Fiber Focus, the podcast brought to you by Sumitomo Electric Lightwave, where we explore the world of fiber optics and all things connectivity. Today we're here with Yuko Agano, the product manager for Air-Blown Fiber Solutions. Welcome to the podcast, Yuko.
Hi, thank you.
What are we going to be talking about this time?
So today I want to talk about the ABF, air-blown fiber, and where it's going to be the great place to use air-blown fiber solutions, because when I go to the trade shows, a lot of people ask the question, what is this? And then actually the air-blown fiber solution, it has been in the market over 30 years in North America. So it is, it has a lot of history and people love it, but there are still a lot of areas, a project, or the people doesn't know much about the ABF. So I would like to talk about where it's going to be, what is ABF, and what is the advantage, and where it's going to be the good place to use the ABF.
So even though it's been in the industry for a long time and it has a proven track record of results, it's not maybe front of mind for people, it sounds like. And so what are some of the advantages of air-blown fiber?
So the air-blown fibers, probably the biggest advantage is you can install optical fiber with no downtime. So if you imagine there are like the busy airport or like a high traffic area and you need to expand the optical fiber network, you can't really stop the operation or stop in the business. It is going to cost them a lot, maybe no revenue or less revenue. But the air-blown fiber, once the pathway has been created, you can blow the fiber really, really fast. Comparing with a conventional fiber, it is a lot less. And then that's actually bring it to the second advantage is you can install with a short time with less people. So it is a lot of advantage.
The labor is yes. That's going to be the topic of another podcast we have coming up. Yeah, just the need for experienced, skilled workforce. And so with air-blown fiber, that is less of a concern because it needs fewer people?
Yes. So for the general installation, it only requires 2 person. So the one person is at the beginning of the optical fiber blowing, and then the other person is at the end of the pathway. So they kind of know the fiber reaches to the end destination. And also that's the 2 person. It does not require very like a complicated training. We have a training program. We can definitely train the people and knows about how to blow the optical fiber, but it is not really like crazy difficult thing that it requires a lot of experience. And then the fiber blow, it's for example, for the typical like a straight, really depending on the route design, but for like a straight, the optical fiber installation takes, I would say like 30 minutes for the 3,000 feet installation. So that is really, really fast. And comparing to the other options like a conventional fibers, it is significantly easier and faster and cheaper.
You mentioned airports, but with the advantages you've already mentioned about the time, the cost efficiency, I would imagine there are all kinds of enterprise customers that would be interested in learning more about air-blown fiber. Because like what business is ever like, oh no, take all the time in the world and send all the people in. That's fine with us. We can slow down for this fiber installation. Can you talk about some other specific examples of network types where air-blown fiber would be a good choice?
Okay, so another thing other than like an airport, it is the assembly plant. For example, like a large, let's say like a vehicle or some kind of manufacturer that has like a big plant that you can't just stop the line or stop in the line will just going to shut everything down. That is going to be very beneficial because you can keep operating the business while you are like making the optical fiber upgrades, and everything can happen behind what's going on in a production area. Another thing, it is like the hospital. So since it is not going to disturb the ongoing business. So the fiber is going to blow, the ceiling behind you. So like if the hospital has like some strict regulation for like a HEPA, something like that does not allow to have construction debris. So those air-blown fiber is very beneficial. You can just blow and then get the installation done.
You mentioned the manufacturing facility. Are there physical, like structural considerations, like in different building types that would invite air-blown fiber as the ideal technology for an installation? Like, I don't know, like I'm just imagining in a plant with the really high ceilings.
Yeah. So the high ceiling, another thing that the people who's, like scheduling the improvement is like a safety of the employee. And so this air-blown fiber, you're going to use the air pressure to blow the fiber. So you're not actually climbing up somewhere really in the high ceiling, or you don't need the lift, to go all the way up in the high ceiling to do the blowing or installation. So that's one of the things that you can install the fiber without using the heavy equipment.
Oh, awesome. Are there other sorts of examples that you want to give about installations?
Installation examples? Yeah. So for one of the biggest customer, like in the field that we sell the ABF, and then people loves about the ABF, it is a campus environment, like a school or a corporate campus. There are building, and in building it's a separated, and you have to connect building A to building 2, and then the speed or how fast you can dispatch the optical fiber network. It is probably crucial for their business. And that is another great place to use air-blown fiber, because you can just blow the fiber and you can actually reroute the path. So if you are planning to have a new building in, like, let's say 3 years from now, you already know that the building's going to be there. All you got to do is just create the pathway ahead of time. Once the building has been, the construction is done, all you got to do is just blow the fiber, and you can connect like the main communication room to the new building right away within the day.
So you don't even, there's going to be a building 3 years from now, but you don't necessarily know what the fiber count's going to be needed in that building, right? That could be a moving target.
Yes.
So you're not laying dark fiber?
That's right. You don't have to, purchase extra fiber, just assuming, okay, maybe I'm going to need this much fiber and then spend so much money up front. You don't have to do that anymore with the ABF. You can just buy what you need for now. And in the later, you can just add the new fiber that it fits to, the needs, because you don't really know 3 years from now. You thought you're going to need just, 48 fibers for now, but ended up needing more. With the air-blown fiber, you can even pull out what you installed and then put like a high fiber count if you want to.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's such a great advantage. If somebody isn't sure whether air-blown fiber or ABF is right for their next installation, it's going to be a calculation, right, based on their fiber count, their installation timeline, their labor advantage, there's a host of variables that they need to consider. Is there anything that Sumitomo Electric Lightwave can do to help people figure out?
So we have a team of application engineering group that they do support educating and providing the training. And then also we have a design class that the people, understands more components and how ABF works. And based on the project that we see that, we kind of create the pathway and then see how it fits to the project needs. So we do have a whole group and then the teams that can support all of our customers.
Oh, great. We'll make a point of linking that resource in the show notes for any of the audience members who want to dive in. And all right, perfect. Well, anything else, Yuko?
No, that's it.
Well, thank you so much for coming back
to
Fiber Focus. And thank you for joining us today and watching or listening. Please share this content with your colleagues if you found it helpful. Subscribe, connect with us on social media. And until next time, take care.